Hello, dear CAT aspirants. I hope you all are doing a rock solid preparation for your upcoming CAT exam. So, today we bring to you the final video on profit, loss, and discount. If you have not watched the previous two videos, please go and watch them because in those we have covered the basics, the theory, and the formulas involved. Also, in the second video, we have taken the topic to an advanced level by solving some difficult questions. So before coming to this video, I would strongly recommend that please go through that video to clear your basics and to reach up to an level before coming to this video, because in this particular video, we'll be only doing solving. We will be doing rigorous solving of questions. So if you are unaware about the basics, the formulas, please do watch the previous videos. Also, because we are going to solve question, each one of you know what I'm going to say the next. Please open the on-screen calculator on another tab in your laptop because this is very important. I keep on saying this again and again, and I will continue to say this again and again because this is very important. So get ready, keep your notebooks ready, your pen ready, and a separate tab opened with on-screen calculator. So let's move to the solving of the first question. Question says, Manish bought a combined total of 25 monitors and printers. He marked up the monitors by 20% while each printer was marked up by rupees 2000. He was able to sell 75% of the monitors and two printers and make a profit of 49,000. The remaining monitors and three printers were left unsold by him. Find the overall profit or loss if he gets no return on the unsold items and it is known that printer costs 50% of the monitor. So if you are here for practice, this question should not take more than 4 minutes for complete understanding and solving. If you are here for practice, if you are here to solve with me, let's move together. Okay, so in total, there are 25 monitors and printers. I don't know how many monitors, I don't know how many printers, but in total, there are 25. He marked up the prices of monitors and printers by a certain value. He was able to sell 75% of monitors and two printers. So he was able to sell only two printers and 75% of the monitors, and he made some total profit of 49,000 on them. The remaining monitors and three printers were left unsold by him. So the first clue to begin solving this question. See, three printers were left unsold and two printers were sold. So from here, I know total printers will be nothing but the printers sold plus unsold. So you know the printers that got sold were two and that were left unsold were three. So in total, there were five printers. So two were sold and three were unsold. Now, you know, in total, there were 25 monitors and printers. So total monitors will be nothing but 25 minus 5, that is 20. So you got 20 monitors. Now out of these, how many were sold? He was able to sell only 75%. So you know, to calculate 75%, you can calculate 3/4 of 20, that is 15 monitors. So now you know that out of these 20, 15 were sold and 5 were unsold. So 15 monitors were sold and 5 were unsold. Now we have the bifurcation with us. Also, it is given that on total, after selling 75% of monitors and two printers, he was able to make a profit of 49,000. So, total profit that he was able to make after selling all these things was 49,000 rupees. Also, if you read this line carefully, he marked up the printer by 2000. So, it means 2000 was his profit on a single printer, and in total he sold two printers. So what is the total profit from printers? Total profit after selling two printers. So after selling two printers, total profit is nothing but 2 into 2000, because one printer was marked up by 2000. So two printers, it means he earned rupees 4,000 on printers. Now in this question, please understand there is no discount provided. So it means markup price is, marked price is nothing but the selling price. So total profit on selling two printers. So from here you can calculate total profit after selling how many monitors? 15 monitors. So after selling 15 monitors will be nothing but total profit minus the profit of two printers. So that will be 49,000 minus 4,000. So that becomes 45,000 rupees. So now we have the bifurcation. 4,000 rupees was the profit after selling two printers and 45,000 rupees was the profit after selling 15 monitors. So till here we have understood the question very well, and also we have comprehended everything into math. Okay, also there's an important instruction that the printers that were unsold, the printers and monitors that were unsold, he got no return on them. So it means it went into his dead stock. Also, it is known that printer costs 15%, 50% of the monitor. So let's say if CP of printer is X rupees, so this means CP of monitor is nothing but 2X. CP of So CP of monitor is 2x rupees. So this is, I'm talking of CP of one printer and CP of one monitor. So till here we have got. Now you know that profit made on one printer was 2,000 and he marked up the monitor by 20%. So if I want to write out the markup prices in terms of X, so mark price of one printer is nothing but CP of one printer, that was X plus 2,000. So this is the mark price. Also, you can call this as selling price because here mark price and selling price will be same. Similar way, mark price of one monitor is nothing but 2x plus. So he marked up the monitor by 20%. So you know 20% is nothing but 2x upon 5 because 20% is 1 by 5. So this is also the SP. Also, I know the total profit after selling 15 monitors is 45,000. So can I write down total profit after selling one monitor? If for 15 monitors it is 45,000, so after selling one monitor it will be 45,000 upon 15, that is 3,000 rupees. So this 3,000 is nothing but this is a profit on one single monitor. So what is the profit? Actually 20% of the CP because the monitor was marked 20% up the CP. So this 2x plus 5 is nothing but this is equal to 3,000. So from here you can calculate the value of X very easily. So X will be nothing but 3,000 into 5 divided by 2. So that becomes 1,500 into 5. So that is 7,500 rupees. And you know what did we suppose X as? We supposed X as CP of one printer. Now you have got the CP of a single printer. Similar way, you can write down CP of one monitor easily. So you know CP of one monitor was nothing but twice of X. So 2 into X, that is 2 into 7,500. So that is 15,000 rupees. So this is the CP of one monitor. Okay, so now we have the CP of one printer and CP of one monitor. So we can write down the equation for total CP. So total CP is nothing but 7,500 into 5, that is for printers because you know he purchased in total 5 printers. So in total he purchased 5 printers, so the costing that must have, you know, he paid, that must be 7,500 into 5, and for monitors this must be 15,000 into 20 because in total he purchased 20 monitors. So if you add all this up, if you multiply and add, so the total CP that comes out to be is 3,37,500 rupees. So this is the total CP. Now let's calculate the total SP. But before calculating the total SP, I should know what is the mark price of one printer and mark price of one monitor. So you know the value of X that came out to be was 7,500. So the selling price, or you can say mark price of one printer, is nothing but 7,500 plus 2,000. So that is 9,500 rupees. So he sold one printer for 9,500 rupees. And in the similar way, SP or MP of one monitor is nothing but 15,000, that is 2x, plus 20% of this, that was 3,000. So plus 3,000, that is 18,000. So we have the SPs of one printer and one monitor. So we can write down the equation of total SP now. So for total SP, let's first find out what will be the SP of how many printers? Two printers, because he sold only two printers. So we'll be calculating SP for two printers only. So for two printers, it will be 9,500 into 2. So this is for printers, plus that for monitors. And now we know that he was able to sell only 15% of the total monitors he purchased. So that is, he was able to sell only 15 monitors. So and the costing, he is giving it to the customer at 18,000 rupees. So 18,000 into 15 will be the value for monitors. So in total, his total SP, when you add it, comes out to be 2,89,000 rupees. So you can see this is a clear-cut case of loss because SP is less than CP. You can see SP is less than CP. So this is a case of loss, right? So also it's very important to note one thing over here. To calculate the CP, we took into account all the printers and monitors, because when he must have gone to the wholesaler or the company or the distributor to purchase, he had paid for 25 articles in total. That were 5 printers and 20 monitors. But he was not able to sell 3 printers and 5 monitors. So they were left unsold. So when we will calculate SP, we will not take into account all the 25 articles. Rather, we'll take into account only 17 articles that he was able to sell. That were 2 printers and 15 monitors. So this is something you have to take care here of, because it is very much clearly mentioned that he gets no return on the unsold items. So those unsold items went as his dead stock. But yes, he had invested on them. So they will be calculated in the CP, but they won't be calculated in the SP. So now how much loss this will be? So this is CP minus SP. So CP over here is 3,37,500 and SP is 2,89,000. So when you solve it, you get it as 48,500. So this is a loss of 48,500. So that is option A. So you can see question is very easy to comprehend, should not take more than 4 minutes, doing all the comprehension and solving together. Okay, so now let's move to the second question. Again, this question should not take more than 5 minutes for understanding and solving. So let's read it. A wholesaler brought apples and mangoes, the price of mangoes being 4 times the price of apples. He then sold 32 kg of apples and 64 kg of mangoes at 20% and 40% profit respectively to Kalu, the fruit seller. However, Kalu found out that 20 kg mangoes and 12 kg apples were rotten and had to be discarded. He then sold the entire lot at a price of rupees 248 per kg, gaining a profit of 25%. Overall, at what price in rupees per kg did the wholesaler buy the mangoes? So, easy question. Let us first suppose the CP for the wholesaler. So, there are two people, you can see wholesaler and the fruit seller Kalu. So, let us first talk about the wholesaler. So for wholesaler, price of mangoes that he had to pay was 4 times that of apples. So let us say CP of 1 kg apples is equal to X rupees. So CP of 1 kg mangoes will be nothing but 4 times that of X rupees. So this is for whom? This is again for the wholesaler. Both these equations are for the wholesaler. Okay. So he sold 32 kg apples and 64 kg mangoes at these many profits. So we can directly also write down CP of 32 kg apples. So CP of 32 kg apples should be nothing but 32x rupees. Also CP of 64 kg mangoes is nothing but 64 into 4x, that is 256x rupees. So if you ask what is the total CP for the wholesaler, total CP for wholesaler will be nothing but the addition of these, that is 288x rupees. Now that is the CP. Also, you know that he sold he sold 32 kg apples and 64 kg mangoes at 20% and 40% profit. So the selling price of 32 kg apples is nothing but 32x, that is the cost price, plus 20% profit on that. So he gained 20% profit on this. So you know that will be 32x by 5, because you know 20% is nothing but 1 by 5. Also SP of 64 kg mangoes. SP of 64 kg mangoes will be 256x plus 40% profit on this. So you know 40% is 2/5 of 256x. So this way we have got the equations of SP, and you know that these SPs are nothing. The SP of 32 kg apples is also equal to CP of Kalu, because the amount that Kalu has paid is this much. So SP for the wholesaler, SP of wholesaler for 32 kg apples becomes the CP of Kalu for 32 kg apples. I hope you are understanding this particular thing. Obviously, the SP of wholesaler will become CP of the fruit seller, that is Kalu. So when you solve this, this comes out to be 38.4x. And when you solve this out, it comes out to be 358.4x. And this is also nothing but CP of Kalu for 64 kg mangoes. Now, unfortunately, what has happened, you can see that Kalu found out that 20 kg mangoes and 12 kg apples were rotten and had to be discarded. So he couldn't return them to the wholesaler. Rather, you know, wholesaler cheated him. He gave him rotten mangoes and apples, some amount of mangoes that were 20 kg and 12 kg apples that were rotten. So fruit seller had to discard them. Unfortunately, there's no mention of return on these, so they had to be discarded. So now, as you know that some apples and mangoes were discarded, so let us first write down what will be the apples sold. So apples sold by Kalu will be actually 32 minus 12, that is 20 kg, because you know 12 kg were rotten. Similar way, mangoes sold by Kalu will be 64 minus 20, because 20 kg of them were rotten. So that is 44 kg. So in total, he could sell only 64 kg total of apples and mangoes. So now what will be the total SP for Kalu? So if you read the line carefully, now rather than selling, you know, separately apples and mangoes, he sold the entire lot at a price of 248 kg. So he mixed the apples and mangoes, and now he's selling whole of the 64 kg as a lot. So his selling price will be 64 into 248 kg. That will be 15,872 rupees. So that is the total SP. Now let's try to write down what is total CP for Kalu. So you know that he purchased all the 32 plus 64 apples and mangoes, but he was not able to return it. Rather, he had to discard them. So he had paid the price for the complete thing. So in the CP, we'll consider 32 kg apples and 64 kg mangoes only. So you know, selling price for the wholesaler was the cost price for Kalu. So that will be 38.4x, that was for apples, plus 358.4x, that was for mangoes. So when you add them up, you get 396.8x. So this is the total CP for Kalu. You have total SP for Kalu. Now you also read this line carefully. This entire lot was sold for 248 per kg, gaining a profit of 25% overall. So it means this SP also includes his profit of 25%. And you know, profit and loss is always calculated on the cost price. You know the cost price also, and you know the selling price also, you know the profit percentage as well. So rather than writing profit percentage equation, using a simple logic that this 15,872 is nothing but cost price 396.8x plus 25% of the cost price, that was his profit. So 25%, you know, is nothing but 1 by 4. So 396.8x upon 4. So you can see how I wrote the equation. Selling price over here is nothing but cost price plus 25% of cost price, that was his profit. So this is how I wrote the equation. Now I have got a beautiful equation in x. I will solve this equation to get the value of x. So when you will solve this equation on your on-screen calculator, x comes out to be 32. And in the beginning only, we supposed x as a CP of 1 kg apples for the wholesaler. So in the question, you are asked at what price in rupees per kg did the wholesaler buy the mangoes. So you are asked the cost price of 1 kg mangoes for the wholesaler. You know that was nothing but 4x. So you've got x as 32. So 4x will be 4 into 32. That is nothing but 128 rupees. So 128 is the answer. That is the price at which the wholesaler purchased 1 kg mangoes. So you can see how easy the question was. Rather than using a difficult and a hefty equation of profit percentage, I here used a simple logic that selling price is nothing but cost price plus 25% of the cost price, that was the profit, and I was easily able to find the value of x. Then I will multiply it by 4 to get the value of CP of 1 kg mangoes for the wholesaler. So I hope you have understood. This question was very simple, and those who were here for practice must have done it in less than 4 minutes. Okay, so now let's come to the next question, and you would be glad to know that this question is a PYQ in CAT. So let's try solving this. Please pause it and do not take more than 2 minutes. Eventually, you will realize that this was a very easy question. Okay, so let's read the question. Question says, as a strategy towards retention of customers, the service center of a split AC machine manufacturer offers a discount as per the following rules. For second service in a year, the customer can avail of a 10% discount. For third and fourth servicing within a year, the customer can avail of 11% and 12% discounts respectively on the previous amount paid. Finally, if a customer gets more than 4 services within a year, he has to pay just 55% of the original servicing charges. If Rohan has availed 5 services from the same service center in a given year, the total percentage discount availed by him is approximately. So you can see the question seems to be lengthy. It is large to read, but it is very easy. So there is some company, you know, who does this servicing of split AC machines. So they want to retain their customers for longer. So for that, they are offering certain discounts on the services of ACs, right? So for the second discount, second service in the year, there's 10%. Then third and fourth, there are certain discounts. And for, if you get more than four services within the year, then you have to just pay 55% of the original servicing charges on the upcoming services, howsoever you have availed. Now, there's a person, Rohan, who has availed five services from the same service center in a given year. So it means all the discounts are applicable on him because he have availed five services, that is more than four in a year. So you have to find the total percentage discount availed by him. So this, in this question, let us start from the simplest approach. Let us suppose that the first service costs 100 rupees. So on first, there is no discount. For that, you have to pay the original price. So let's say the original price was rupees 100. Now, on the second service, Rohan will get a discount of 10% as mentioned in the question. So, on the second service, he gets a discount of 10%. So, 10% of 100 is 10. So, after giving a discount of 10 rupees on 100, he is going to pay 90 rupees for the second service now. Now, for the third service, in the same year, for the third service within a year, he can avail 11% discount respectively on the previous amount paid. See, this particular thing is very important. Now, many aspirants in excitement thinking that this is a very easy question, they will do the 11% of 100 over here. But please be very careful. It is mentioned on the previous amount paid, and the previous amount paid was rupees 90. So it means this discount of 11% is given on 90 and not on 100. So to calculate 11% of 90, that we can directly actually calculate the 89% of 90. That is the amount that he has to pay. So 11% discount on 90 rupees means you can calculate 89% of 90 directly. So when you calculate this, it comes out to be 80.1. It means that for the third service, he has to pay 80.1 rupee. Now, for the fourth service, it is given for the fourth service, he can avail a discount of 12% on the previous amount paid. So now the previous amount is 80.1. So he is going to get this 12% on 80.1. So to calculate the final amount that he has to pay, we can directly calculate 88% of 80.1. So when you solve this, it comes out to be rupees 70.488. And for the fifth service, you know that after four servicing, he has to just pay 55% of the original servicing charge. Now it's not the previous amount paid, it is the original servicing charge, that is rupees 100. So on fifth service, he has to pay only 55% of this. Please mind you, this is not the discount this time. This is the amount paid directly, that is 55% of 100. So that will be 55 rupees. So this is the total amount that he has paid. To find the total, we'll sum this up. So this comes out to be 395.588 rupees. So this is the total amount that he has paid for getting five services done within a single year. So now, because he has got it done in the single year, he got these discounts. But if he wouldn't have got them done in a single year, he wouldn't have got any discount. So the actual amount that he had to pay, without any discount, that was rupees 500. But now, after taking the advantage of the discounts, he had to pay only 395.588 rupees. So to calculate the discount percentage, discount percentage is nothing but discount upon actual price into 100. So discount will be 500 minus 395.588 upon the actual price, that was 500 into 100. So this is 104.412 upon 500 into 100. So when you solve this particular thing, your answer comes out to be 20.88%. 20%. So it means in total he was able to avail a discount of 20.88% on 5 services. So you saw how easy the question was and how quickly you can do if you suppose the first service for rupees 100 rather than supposing it for X. We supposed it as 100 and we got our answer with a very easy approach. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Again, this question is a PYQ in CAT. So please pause it and try solving it. It should not take more than 4 minutes because this question also have another part which we'll do later on. So question fourth and question fifth belong to this particular data only. So let's understand what the question is saying. So question says a newspaper costs rupees 11 to print on daily basis. So I can very easily quickly write down the CP of one newspaper. So CP of one newspaper is rupees 11 because it is taking rupees 11 to print every day. Its printed price is rupees 3. So you have the printed price, that is also the selling price. So selling price of one newspaper in the market is rupees 3. You can see it is a clear-cut case of loss. Let's read further. The newspaper gives a sale incentive of 40% on the printed price to the newspaper vendor. Now there's a twist over here. What I initially supposed as the cost price of one newspaper is not the actual cost price, because along with the printing price, that is rupees 11, the newspaper house or the newspaper company is also giving a sales incentive of 40% on the printed price to the newspaper vendors. So whosoever vendors are selling their newspapers are also getting 40% of the printed price. So this is not the actual cost price. If I want to write down the actual cost price which the company has to pay for one newspaper is its printing charges, that is rupees 11 plus the sales incentive that they have to pay. So sales incentive are nothing but 40% of the selling price or the printed price, that is rupees 3. So you know 40% is nothing but 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 of 3. So this is the actual cost price. When you add all this up, you get 12.2 rupees. So it is not just the 11 rupees printing price that is costing the newspaper house. The 40% of sales incentive, this is the 40% sales. This is the 40% in incentive that the newspaper house has to pay to the newspaper vendors. This also comes as the costing of the newspaper because this is also going from the hands of the newspaper company only. So you can see this is a clear-cut case of loss. CP is 12.2 rupees, whereas SP is only 3 rupees. So you can quickly calculate loss on one newspaper. Loss So loss on one newspaper is nothing but 12.2 minus 3, that is 9.2 rupees. So this is the loss on one newspaper. Now let's read further. The newspaper house makes up for the loss through advertisements. So see now, newspaper house, because you know it's a clear cut case of loss, they have devised a strategy to bear that loss, to cover that loss up. So for that they print the advertisements which are charged on the basis of per column centimeter rate. So they are charged at per column per centimeter. The advertisement rate of the newspaper are rupees 300 per cc. So they charge rupees 300 per cc for the printing of advertisement. It has to give an incentive of 50% on the advertising bill to the advertising agency. Now see, here also advertising agency is involved, right? The advertisement rate that the newspaper house is charging to the normal public is rupees 300, but also they have to pay 15% to the advertising agency from where they got that very advertisement. So it is a kind of commission that they have to pay to the advertising agency. So let's read the question. Question says, if the newspaper had circulation of 12,000 copies, what is the approximate minimum advertising booking required if the newspaper has to break even on a particular day? Now, this word break even should not be new to CAT aspirants because you will see this word the number of times. Break even situation means no profit, no loss. So it means they do not want to earn any profit, neither they want to bear any loss. So there are 12,000 copies which are floated in the market. So now you are asked that how many, advertisement bookings, minimum advertisement bookings they require, so that they are on a break even situation on a particular day. There is no profit, no loss. So now you know that for loss of one newspaper is 9.2 rupees. So loss on 12,000 newspapers, you can easily calculate. So loss on 12,000 newspapers will be 12,000 into 9.2 rupees. So when you solve this, this comes out to be 1 lakh 10,400 rupees. So this is the total loss of the particular day. Now to cover this loss, you are asked that how many minimum advertisement bookings are required. Now, what is the earning on one advertisement? Earning of newspaper house on one advertisement. This is nothing but rupees 300. Am I writing this correct? Is the newspaper house earning all the 300? No. It has also to give an incentive of 15% of the to the advertising agency. It means out of 300, it is only earning 300 minus 15% of 300. That means the agency is only earning 85% of 300. I hope you are understanding. You have to know the earnings of the newspaper house on one advertisement. See, 300 it is charging for the printing of the advertisement, but also it has to pay 15% to the advertising agency. So it is basically earning 85% of 300 only. So when you solve this, it comes out to be 255 rupees. It means on printing one advertisement, what comes in hand of the newspaper house is only 255 rupees and not 300, because this particular thing has gone to the agency. This particular thing has gone to the advertising agency. So now you know that for rupees 255, the company is able to print one advertisement after earning 255. So now it has to earn 1 lakh 10,400 rupees to cover the loss, because this was the loss after selling the 12,000 copies of newspapers. Now it has, so that it has a break even point, it has to make 1 lakh 10,400 rupees from printing of advertisement. So using simple unitary method, you can easily predict that for 1 lakh 10,400 rupees, how many advertisements will be printed? Will be 1 lakh 10,400 upon 255. This is simply the unitary method that you have been doing since your childhood. So when you solve this particular thing, it comes out to be 435 cc. So it has to print 435 columns per centimeter. It means it has to print 435 advertisements to incur a loss of 1 lakh 10,400 rupees. So C is the correct option. That is 435 cc. I hope you have understood this question. Over here, you can see there were two twists in the question. One was the sales incentive. So this will actually be, added to the cost price of the newspaper, because newspaper house is also paying 40% of the selling price, that is 3 rupees, as the incentive to the newspaper vendors. So actual cost price, which appears at the first glance was 11, is not actually 11. It will be 11 plus 2/5 of 3 rupees. So that is 12.2 rupees. Also, another twist over here was that while calculating the earning of newspaper house on one advertisement, which seems to be 300, is not actually 300. It is only 85% of 300, because 15% of 300 is given to the advertising agency from where the advertisement comes to the newspaper. So if you have not made any error, you will easily get this answer, and congratulations. If you have not made the error, you have cracked one of the CAT PYQ. Okay, let's read the next part of the question. It says that if it is known that newspaper house is unable to recover 20% of its dues, what would be the approximate advertising booking target on a particular day in order to ensure the break even point? Again, no profit, no loss type of situation. But now the selling price, or I would say the earning of one of newspaper house on one advertisement is not 255 rupees, because it is unable to recover 20% of its dues. So dues may be like, there may be middlemen involved who are getting the money from the newspaper house and giving it to the advertising agency, and then they are doing something in between, that 20% of the dues are not recovered by the newspaper house. So now the new earning on one advertisement is nothing but 255 minus 20% of 255. That means now it is only able to get recover 80% of 255. So to calculate the new earnings, you can directly calculate the 80% of 255. So when you solve this particular thing, it comes out to be 204 rupees. So in the previous part, the newspaper house was earning 255 rupees on one advertisement, but now it is only able to earn 80% of 255. That is only 204 rupees. Now, how many advertisements will the company need now? Will the newspaper house need now? That we have to know, that we have to calculate. So now the loss is rupees 1,10,400. So that is the loss. To recover this loss, now the advertisements which the newspaper house has to print will be nothing but 1,10,400 upon 204 rupees. So that is 541.17 advertisements. So these are the numbers of advertisement. If you look in the options, the exact option is not here, but approximately this is equal to 544 cc. That is very near to our correct answer. So 544 advertisements or 544 columns per centimeters are required to incur a loss of 1,10,400 rupees at a earning of 204 rupees on one single advertisement. So if you have done the previous part correctly, there will be no problem solving the next part also. So congratulations again, those who have done it correctly. You have cracked the question of CAT PYQ. So you can consider yourself as a cutthroat competition for the other people as well. So with this, we have brought this topic of profit, loss and discount from a basic to advanced level. Please watch the previous videos. If you have any doubts, please pause and try doing the question on your own. Try to do all these questions on your own, with your own hand, with your own on-screen calculator, so that you do not have any doubts left. Also, there are plethora of sources from where you can practice this very topic. Also, this is important. So please keep on practicing. Practicing, that is the key, and you will be able to crack your exam one day. Okay, so goodbye until next. So now that you have understood the topic through our videos, I would recommend you to try the practice tests of the topic profit and loss available on our EduRev app. Apart from tests, we also provide a full-fledged course to support you in acing your CAT preparation through 170 plus interactive videos and video lectures, 150 plus comprehensible documents, and 110 plus tests comprising 20 full-length mock tests. So keep on doing your rock solid preparation and quickly go and check it out on our app.